Okay. Hi. Sorry about that. Hi, good morning. Good morning. Um, Eric will be on soon. He's out running. And it looks like my other mic is not connected, so, my bad. But yeah, hello. How are you guys doing today? Morning, Phil. Morning, Krager. Matt, hi. Okay, so obviously we're gonna need to talk about worlds. Because holy crap, worlds. What an absolutely insane. Just insane. Just insane. Can you still hear me? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so I think I just have to talk a little bit louder because I'm using the snowball this morning. Okay, hi, how are you? I don't want to ruin the surprise yet, but I have a little surprise. It's not that much of a surprise for you guys, but it sure is for me. So, okay, I will talk louder. It looks like, for some reason, the volume's kind of down on this, but I will do what I can. Okay, worlds. Holy crap. So, those of you that don't know, I was able to caddy for Paige. I had a great weekend. We don't get to spend that much time together. We hung out in Hawaii this year, but that's most of like the time I've been able to see her, which obviously it was a lot of time, but you know, guess who's here?
Surprise, I'm home.
He's here.
I'm gonna go take a really quick cold shower to handle this, and I will be right back.
You gotta hurry up though.
I know.
Good job for running, proud of you. What day is it?
It was hot.
What day is it?
64.
Day 64. Eric's ran every day for 64 days. That's insane. Okay, so Eric's here. I'll get onto the world's talk in a minute. I was just trying to kill some time so I could show you guys that my husband came home to see me. I was painting last night. I'm almost done, by the way. And then all of a sudden, someone knocks on my door at like 9:30 at night, and I literally was like, okay, who is this? Like, it's pretty late, it's dark out, I was a little freaked out, like, I don't know, when you live at home by yourself and you're a woman, that's just kind of like the feelings you go through when someone knocks on your door after dark. So, yeah, and I opened the door, and Eric's just standing there, like, I literally didn't say anything for probably like 10 seconds, and then like I was just I knew he was gonna do something because he kept asking about my schedule, and like he cares. And then it was him. So he told me he was going to a movie, and he said that he was like, oh, I can't share popcorn with you, you know, boo, whatever. And then, you know, an hour or two later, he just shows up at my door. So that was really cool. He's not great at surprises, and he did a really good job, but I still knew something was going on. I just didn't know what exactly. And then, yeah, he showed up. So, super cool. I'm so glad he's home. He wasn't going to be home for literally like 5 months or something because of the stretch. There was like 14 weeks in a row with tournaments. And then when Norway got canceled in the European Open, that opened up this week. So he dropped his car off at a shop in Des Moines and then flew here to see me yesterday. So he'll be here for about a week. And then I'm going to Wisconsin for a week to see my family and move the whale sacks warehouse down here. So get to spend a week with family, get to spend my birthday with family, and then yeah, you know, things are pretty dang good. Hi Hershey, you want to say hi to the pod? Come here. You want to say hi? Look it. Say hi. Oh, can you hear her? You're such a good girl. There she is. The pod saved your life. Did you know that? They love you just as much as we do. Oh, okay. That was my fault. Hey, guys. It's okay. It's okay. You okay? I put Hershey down right next to Spout, and then they started fighting. Hey, quit fighting. They're friends sometimes, just not all the time. Scott, my birthday's on the 8th too. Birthday buddies. That's pretty cool. Yeah, anyway, so lots of good things are going on. World's Week was obviously kind of stressful, but it was also, it ended up being really awesome, you know, at the beginning and the middle of it. It was questionable how it was all going to turn out. Obviously, if you guys were watching Eric, it was a bit of a struggle, but then I'll let him tell you about that. But, you know, by the end of the week, so awesome, so just everything ended up turning out pretty dang good. Other than Paige not taking it down, you know, that was like the only bummer of the weekend, really. And she's one of my best friends, and I just feel so connected to her, so that really, I had a hard time kind of dealing with that, which was interesting. I didn't think I'd be so affected, but, you know, she's my girl, and I could just feel her feelings, and I knew, not that I have been in that situation ever, but, you know, I could just feel all of that energy, and she's worked so hard this year and last year. I mean, it's her year, you know, the last 2 years have been her year, so it was hard to kind of be so close to that and so connected to her in those moments. I've never really seen her that kind of nervous. Like, nerves are good usually, but essentially what happened was just the nerves were just nervous nerves instead of like focused, driven nerves, which usually is what comes out with Paige. I'm sure y'all have seen that before too, but yeah, it was interesting to see, and I would love to hear her kind of recap why she thinks that she was feeling as nervous as she was, but you know, at the same time, she killed it. Like, she did really good. The fort is crazy. She definitely had some unfortunate lies, and really anything can happen on that course, even if you do hit a good line. But also, you know, she is definitely a power player and has incredible putts, and that's like her strength. So I think just some of those wooded shots is what bit her in the butt, but then also she would pull off these miraculous throws that were just like, how did you hit that gap? Like, incredible stuff. And so it was crazy to me that it came down so close, but it would just be like one hole, she'd hit something or like pull a drive just a tiny bit, and like you can't be off even a little bit on that course. So whew, I love watching that girl play. So it was still a really cool week for me, regardless of her not getting her 6th title. And you know what? Like, I'm friends with Kat too, and it was cool to see her take down that win. And I mean, I was there for Worlds in 2014 when she won, but I wasn't friends with her, and I have never ever seen a smile like that on Kat, or like felt that energy before. It was so cool, like just witnessing that, and she was just radiant, and she works so hard. Both of Paige and Kat both work incredibly hard, and you know, it literally all came down to like the last 3 throws. So kudos for Paige putting up a good fight, and congratulations to Kat for taking her down. Sorry if you didn't know that yet, but are you living under a rock? It's Tuesday. You should probably know what happened at Worlds last week by now. So.
Honestly, I think TiVo ruined it for everybody. It was like TiVo. Think about it. They're like, oh, you can record television now, and in doing so, the people are like, I don't need to watch it live. I'll find out myself. And then social media exploded, and now everything is so readily available. Hershey, don't rub up against me. I'm sweaty.
Just like Amazon. I thought you showered.
I did, but I'm just like my body temperature's still hot, and it's hot in here.
Just like Amazon ruins small businesses.
Same
Because
concept.
now people think their package is going to show up the next day, and they get mad if it didn't.
Yeah.
So frustrating.
Yeah, it's not good. Hershey, you're rubbing up against me.
Alright, so Eric is here.
I am.
Which is fantastic. I don't have any questions really, so we can go ahead and jump into it.
How did Worlds go? Is that what we're supposed to talk about?
Yeah, we're just talking about Worlds, and I just figured I'd recap what my week looked like.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I can... Also, we got to hang out with the DD crew all week because Dynamic and Gabe put us up in a hotel for the week, which was really, really cool. Super thankful for them for having our backs and taking care of us. And, yeah, we got to hang out with AJ and Chris and Zach and Gabe and Bobby and Logan and John. It was fun.
It was very fun.
Just a bunch of men, but, you know. And then guess what? We got to hang out with Utah Joe. Joe Miller, as you've all probably seen in our chat, he lives in like the Ogden area. He made us tacos. We played like Dynamic Dunk, which is like the can jam.
Bobby Slot.
And just had a great night.
Sorry,
Played
Hershey's
past the
rubbing up
pigs.
against my leg, so I can't not pet her right now.
So that was the rest of my week, other than a floating trip with Erica and Abby and Madison and Kale and a whole group of cool people. It was fun. All right, Eric, take it away. Take it away, Ern.
So Worlds was interesting.
Soaking wet now.
I know. I started out, I haven't even looked at the ratings, nor do I care to, with probably one of the worst rounds I've thrown in a long time. And it was kind of strange. I had a good attitude, I had a good mindset, but it kind of just didn't matter with kind of how things were going. I was out of bounds a lot, and I missed 4 putts inside the circle, and that's never going to yield positive results, except a positive finishing score. So I don't know, it put me in a weird spot, and it really didn't start to turn around until halfway through the second round. I mean, I think somebody posted that I was, at 1.9 over par or something crazy like that. Maybe more? Was I 11? Hold on.
Really? Oh, like in the middle of the round.
Yeah, let me.
Okay.
I wanna look at this real quick.
Stats, baby.
Because
UDisc.
yeah, Wes Warren.
Okay,
Oh my
actually, I need
gosh.
coffee. Here, can you let me out real quick?
I just turned it to stay warm, and I put my mug. Oh, you have coffee. I'm going back. You told me to leave. What? Hershey. Okay, so Worlds. Okay, at one point I was...
Just move your legs.
Okay, hold on. Oh, okay, so I finished that one 6 over. And then I was... Oh, okay, so I was 7, 8, 9, 10... I was 11 over par at one point.
That's crazy.
But then on hole 13, just park it. And then on 14, I hit a really long putt from circle 2. And kind of got things going. Even though I missed the island on 16, I really started rolling. And it, I got to go back and play the fort again. And that round felt better but it felt more normal. But it still wasn't great. Like I didn't play a really good round. So.
Cheers to Wes and to Zach.
Eagles block.
Plus
Is that
11
bad?
Is that bad?
I don't have coffee
Just
yet.
knocks me. Thank
But
you.
so it was strange. It was very strange. But to be able to come back,
yes, Eagle, that's bad.
to move up hundreds of spots, to climb myself back into the cut, play on Sunday, and I mean it didn't really matter what I did. Like or on Saturday, it didn't matter what I did because we were playing for. At the bottom of the pool, if I moved up a couple spots, I made $5, maybe $10 extra. So I kind of was just playing a little more loose, and probably one of my at the end of the round, I landed on 18 into I threw a pretty good tee shot, but ended up not being because I was stuck behind a huge tree, and I just played full aggro and threw it straight out of bounds and didn't really care. And then decided to throw it to like 22 feet, and I was like, well, this is not what we want, but I made the putt, so it's what matters. So it turned into this really, kind of motivating weekend that I have a lot I need to work on, especially my backhand kind of went to shit. And my putt felt good outside of that first round, so it'll be something to kind of keep that momentum going. Last bit was... Well, not last bit. I want to talk about this before we talk about the other stuff. But
PB on 16. I know.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
The simple fact that we were able to witness one of the coolest things that our sport has ever seen, and have it happen to somebody like James is awesome. Him and Jordan are two of the most positive people that I've ever met in my life.
We're drinking their coffee right now.
We are. Wonderlust.
So go buy some Wonderlust from Birdie Fuel Coffee.
Yeah, I bet that's going to sell out. So it was really cool. I think Paul winning would have been awesome as well. Have a 6-time would be really cool. But to see it go down the way it did was amazing. He had to do it.
Well, we love Paul, but this is life-changing for James.
Yeah.
No, not trying to take away from Paul having 5 world titles. That's incredible. But another world title on his belt is nothing compared to the amount of change James and MVP just experienced. So I'm always rooting for the underdog every time,
It's a really positive thing to see. So it was really cool. And we actually stopped mid-round and pulled up the live coverage to watch the FPO finish. And if you or someone you know is a person who is claiming that Paige and Paul made the wrong decision, you need to reevaluate how you think about.
I don't think anybody in here.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is if anybody somebody who does that, you need to put them in their place because it is the wrong thinking. Both players made the right moves. Paige made an error. Like that could have happened at any point any other round. She made an error on the final throw. Is all that happened. Is what I'm saying. It's like she misfired.
What does that have to do with it?
What I'm getting at is that players misfire all the time. Like she made the right decision to do what she did.
Are people shit talking her last couple shots?
Yes.
Why?
Because she laid up and everything. It's
the shot that Kat threw.
Incredible.
First of all, did you guys know it was like an inch in bounds?
Yeah.
Maybe 2. And did you know that Paige's third shot was an inch out of bounds? Like, I went and picked it up myself. It was that far from the OB line, from being in bounds. Okay, so 2 inches from being in bounds because the OB line's about that thick.
Yeah. So you're talking about 2 players. The game was decided by 3 inches.
Yeah, and so Kat's shot was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And also, well, hopefully AJ's not here, but lucky, right? The fact that it was in bounds was really, really close. The shot she threw was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And not saying that Paige couldn't do that, but there's such a small chance of that shot working as perfectly as Kat made it work. It made way more sense for her to pitch up and throw her best shot that she has. She was nervous and early released it, and that's all there is to it. I think it was definitely the right choice to not try to replicate what Kat just did, because it is that good of a shot. Not that Paige couldn't do it, but holy crap. Thank you. What's up, AJ?
So, yeah, it's
yeah.
You have to play percentages. We do it all the time. We do it all the time on our own personal shots. Like, we sometimes will play a percentage of hitting a bigger gap, even though that might leave us with a 50-footer, rather than taking the hyper-aggressive gap that might give us a 20-footer. We do that all the time. And we saw two pros do the same thing. They played the percentages.
Right.
And they happened to
Just
it
because
happened to
it
go
was
the
the
other
right
way.
play doesn't mean it's always going to work out
Yeah.
exactly as they planned. And, like, frankly, yeah, no, it doesn't matter. But one of Paige's best throws is a standstill putter floaty upshot. That was the shot she was giving herself. But keep in mind on the hole before, I don't know why we're getting into this, but keep in mind on the hole before, she had grip locked it just enough into a tree that is why she was so close anyways. She would have had her by 2 had that not happened, so it makes sense that her next shot was an early release. That's all I'm saying.
Did somebody scream while Paige was throwing her approach?
Apparently there was a baby, but I didn't hear it.
Yeah, that shows you that how in the zone she was.
Well,
so to just to kind of finish up on that is, like, we saw two of the most incredible shots and finishes I think we've seen ever, and that was amazing. To go onward from that point, the event itself was it was not held to the standard that we should expect as professionals at a major championship.
I'm going to give you literally 60 seconds on this topic.
Just chill, Tina. I got this. I know, and I wanted to make sure we talked about this so everybody can have a little bit of perspective. To put things without going into too much detail, the PDGA, the tournament director, let the touring and professional community down. Now, the event itself ended up being quality, but I do not credit that to the PDGA or the tournament directors. I credit that to the players, the media companies, and the volunteers. Because all the things that were frustrating for us were not in their control. So it became this situation where there was a lot of things missed, and we talked about it a lot within telling the PDGA, telling the staff, but they didn't want to hear it. And at that point, that is not
it was frustrating.
It was very frustrating.
Unprofessional.
And AJ, what is quality? Not Worlds. The Utah Worlds was not quality. Quality is something we should be expecting. Quality is a term that is used, especially in the English or on the UK. Quality is something that is set to a high standard, and we expect our events to at the very least, to be run at the same at a pro tour level. Phil Tolland, we didn't have a proper place to warm up at the fort. Round 1, we didn't have a proper place to warm up in general. They repainted lines. The tournament director badmouthed 2 people's faces, yelled at people, and took players off of feature cards. And
we found out later that he actually tried to get one of the players disqualified because of their event feedback that they submitted. Just really petty and unprofessional.
Yeah. The other standpoint was they didn't think that we wanted a full place to throw shots, like to throw full power shots, which is kind of crazy. So that's if you're playing a professional tournament, you want a full warm-up area, and we are in a place where the Pro Tour has raised our standards incredibly, and not even to talk about the PDGA president of the board of directors. We don't need to go into that. That's in a whole other spiel. But things were missed. I don't think that the PDGA did their due diligence to make sure that the course was adequate or up to the standard that we would expect, because Mulligan's is definitely not a major caliber course. It has some of the most beautiful views. Again, but with that being said, all of this happening, everything, the Fort wasn't a great track in my opinion. It did create some amazing drama, but it is probably one of the best manicured courses I've ever seen. So you can see the hard work is there, but the track itself and the shots that you were asked to throw it was not a very fun course to play, and that I think can be disappointing. So yeah, it's so basically what it comes down to is our standards from the Pro Tour have elevated what we expect, and that's a good thing, because I think we're going to end up in a place where no event, the worst event is the worst Pro Tour event, which you can't name one because they're all adequate, because the staff and the standards are all there to ensure that things don't get missed, that we aren't living 3 years ago, so that's it's been really something that I think needed to happen to make sure that we could progress forward. So it's good that we did go through it in a way, even though it kind of sucks that we had to go through it, but things will change. Things will be different, and I have no doubt that future events that we are a part of will be very, very different.
So, I don't think you touched on the main thing that set off the event.
Which is?
I think the first thing that really pissed everybody off was completely valid, and in anybody's expectations this would have been taken care of. But the 3 practice days leading up to the event starting, the course was not exclusive to disc golfers.
That's right, I missed that.
There were ball golfers still playing the world's disc golf course.
Mm-hmm.
And actually one of our players, Zach Johnson, got hit in the face with a golf ball. No one yelled for. The guy laughed at him. And it was just really disrespectful, but also they had not booked out the disc golf world's course any of the 3 days leading up to Tuesday, the start of the event. So I actually thought that was a requirement for 8 years and above, but I don't know where I got that information from. But I thought it was actually a requirement if it was on a public property to have it exclusive use of the course. For World's Championship, you would expect that would have been taken care of. And I think that dramatic of a problem happening very early on really set the tone, especially since one of our players got hit. And literally,
and he wasn't
people die from getting hit by golf balls.
Yeah.
It's not like just a little problem. It was actually a really, really big problem. So
it spiraled things out of control, and I think the part that really sucks is that we as players, we didn't just go and complain on Facebook. We actually we actually tried to provide a lot of feedback towards the PDGA and the tournament staff, but it felt like it fell on deaf ears, and there is a reason why there's a reason why we were so adamant about our frustrations and feelings on the matter.
So, yeah, actually, Eli just brought up a good point, and that was something else that really was frustrating. There's a bunch of bunkers, water lines, and there's just a lot of OB out at Mulligan's. And so I think it was almost a whole week before the event started. The players...
We kept talking about it.
The players went to the right people to ask for painted lines or some sort of very distinguished OB lines, because... the bunkers have grass all over. It's like impossible to tell where the line is. And so we asked for it ahead of time. I'm not a part of this, but the players asked for it ahead of the event.
Yep.
Well ahead of the event. They literally said no.
They said they clearly defined them by weed whacking the bunkers to make an edge, but it's still not good enough.
But we asked. They said no. They said, no, we won't do it. And then 2 days into the tournament, they go paint lines like we had asked before the event. And didn't tell anybody until MPO had already played a whole round there. They emailed everybody at midnight, the night after
of round 3.
Someone already had to play
the course.
On that course. So they didn't give the players an opportunity to go look at these lines, which literally, it completely changed where things land, like how the OB worked.
Some players who were playing
if something hits the shore and then went out of bounds, it would not have crossed inbounds anymore. It completely changed everything.
The course changed. And
they didn't tell anyone they were going to do it. They didn't tell anyone they did do it, except FPO had a chance if they wanted.
I did as well.
If they wanted to go,
you went to B pool.
If they happened to check their email first thing in the morning.
No, it was 11 p.m.
Yeah.
After round 3.
MPO played it. FPO played it the next day.
Yeah.
So if they happened to check their email in the morning, would have been able to go out before the first tee time and check the line. So it was just an opportunity thing. They had the opportunity to fix it. They didn't until halfway through the round. Didn't tell anybody about it.
Here's the way that things move forward. Is majors and future events don't happen at places that haven't been tried and tested and proven. That's the easy fix. That's how this changes. I think that there should be a process that it's not just like we're giving it to Pensacola, Florida Worlds in 2024. It's like, okay, no, because one, we haven't been running events. We don't know how the courses will flow, how it's like to have multiple people here.
Or what community can do to help.
Yes.
Is that where you were getting? I'm sorry.
Yes. No. You're just feeding off of what I'm saying.
A big part of it is the community, and we talked about this a lot last week because at the Portland Open,
the tournament director himself had a crew, but he did not have much support from the local clubs.
Yeah.
Outside of those local club members just being volunteers because they want to be a part of Worlds. That's kind of how it played off, in my opinion. And as Tina was just mentioning about Portland Open and Stumptown, amazing people. That is a crew.
They've been a part of big events.
Yes.
They know what it takes to run a good event. They're excited to help make the event the best thing it can be. And we had this awesome experience where most of the Pro Tour staff were out hanging out the night after the event finished, just chilling. And we asked them, are you going to have to go break down the course? And they said, Stumptown already did it.
It's a really cool concept.
That's incredible.
So if you're a part
that's the kind of support you need.
If you're a part of a local scene that wants to run a big event, that's the level it takes. It goes above and beyond. You are as much a part of the event. Yeah, you're as much a part of the event as you are as a part of that community and the Pro Tour staff at that point. So it goes a long way because it's one weekend for you, but it is every weekend for them almost. So it's a pretty interesting concept, and it kind of sucks that having Utah kind of feels like a second home to me, and things didn't go the way I would have expected, and I don't see a big event going back to Utah unless someone else is running it. And there are a lot of amazing people looking to run events in Utah, so hopefully there can be a little bit of transition and push for something cool. It's, again, if we continue to grow, we're gonna have these new courses and amazing places pop up, but we need to kind of what's the word? We need them to apply. They need to go through an interview process. I guess
there should be more requirements.
We need to vet them.
Right.
Yeah. We need to vet these events through, and that's where the Silver Series come into play. That's where these that's where being A tier into a Silver Series.
You should be doing.
Yes.
They are completely going about it the right way, and that's part of the problem, right? We have Pro Tour standards now, which are above and beyond, I think, what we've ever asked for. But they ask for feedback. They want to know how to fix things, and they can't do everything. But they do work really hard to make sure the players are taken care of. Mm-hmm. And it makes sense for them because without the players, they don't have the media, they don't have the content, they don't have the tour. The PDGA doesn't have that same pressure. Frankly, they don't need us. They don't need the pros to really fuel what they're doing.
Yeah.
Their focus is much more on the amateur side, and it's just showing now more than ever. I'm going to go ahead and say
Danny.
We should wrap up.
I'm going to say one last thing.
Talk in a specific way.
One last thing is that this is not to say that the PDGA and the tournament director and some of his staff didn't work incredibly hard. You could tell that they did work hard.
Oh, yeah.
But they were unable to see or change or adapt in their shortcomings that to get out of the way of themselves.
Unable, unwilling, and like
but again,
offended offended by any kind of feedback whatsoever.
Yeah.
That wasn't, you guys are amazing.
They did work really hard.
Yeah.
And I will finish it with, I'm happy that I was able to play an event that weekend or that week, because without their hard work, without the things that they did, we wouldn't have an event. Yes, do I wish that event would have been better? For sure. But as Eagle put this in my mind, is that we probably needed this moment to change everything that's going to happen in the future, because I really don't see us ever having a situation like this at a big event. I don't see it happening, and I think that is a very cool and
I would agree with
good way to look at it, because we need to grow.
I don't think we'll ever take a step back.
No.
I think for sure we will move forward in a better direction.
Cheers to that, and cheers to all of you, and thank you guys. We have over 100 viewers right
now.
This is amazing.
I was going to do a giveaway, but we're already there.
Go.
Because I couldn't stop talking.
Go share this. Let's get up to 125 concurrent viewers, and I will go grab a disc from somewhere and we'll give it away.
No, we'll have Steph send it out, because that's what we do now.
Okay, then Steph will send it out.
Ryan, thank you.
Ryan Newton.
Did you finish off the coffee?
I did, but I can pour you some of this.
That's fine.
No, I think there's a little bit left.
I can drink some water.
Here, let me get you.
Ryan, thank you. I do want to talk about one more thing.
It is a little bit
about Worlds, but it's not the event itself. I just kind of want Eric to brag on himself a little bit and tell you guys the story about him going from A pool to B pool, back to A pool and cashing, because I
kind of touched on it.
I'm insanely proud of them. Yeah, but you didn't tell them the
that-
really cool story that you've told everybody, and I think it's worth them. That's the whole point of these, right? To get like the insider. You know, we can talk to you guys about what it felt like to be there and like what we were experiencing. So, take it away, Arn.
So, I start the round solid. I'm playing well I'm at Mulligan's.
Your round to get into
round 4.
The cash line.
Yeah, round 4. I'm in B pool. I don't even look at scores at all. I haven't really been because I feel like I'm just so far out of it.
But
what I did
Avery
see,
Jenkins.
yeah, but what I did see, Will Ling and Tyler Schrock, good people. So that I had this really kind of good vibe. When playing with Avery's awesome. You know, being with a guy that impacted my career very early on, and I think has had a big reason why I was able to kind of get into Discmania and do what I did. So that was cool, and my goal was to kind of just keep my cool, play my game, whatever happens, and it was going pretty well. I had a couple situations where, you know, missed some shots, took a bogey here and there, and that just happens on the course, especially at like Mulligan's where you have OB inside the circle and a lot of baskets, and just riddled with OB. And we played in sustained 15-mile-an-hour winds with 30-mile-an-hour gusts, so it got kind of nuts at a couple points. So coming down the stretch, you know, I take a bogey, but I knew it was fine because it was on a really hard hole. It's the one that Sias Elmore aced with the thumber, and we had a 20, 25-mile-an-hour left to right wind, so that hole felt impossible to actually stick. And I probably should have just played it wide and laid up and pitched over and taken a 3, and that would have probably been good enough. But I didn't really care. I was playing aggressive, so I was trying to attack and get as many birdies as I could. I had a kind of a weird roll away on 15 after throwing 2 really good shots on a standstill that I threw long, but I had to go from a knee putt, and I had a 30-footer, and I hit the cage, and then it rolled to 25, and then made the 25-footer. So I was like, okay, we're fine, you know, we're making putts, things are going to work out. Go to hole 16. This is the one with the 2 bunkers that crawl basically inside of the circle.
Oh,
what's
my
up, Hirsch?
gosh.
Oh my God. Get your nails done, Hirsch.
Wow, thank you so much. Holy crap.
We're doing a giveaway. It doesn't
Holy
matter if we get to
crap.
125. You're amazing, Hirsch.
Wow.
So, Hirsch, you're killing it, man. I miss you, dude. We'll get some games.
Thank you.
On 16, I lay up short, so I put myself to 40 feet. Oh, he got the nails done. I didn't see it. Let's go.
I was wondering what you were talking about.
He sent that emoji at one time randomly to Utah Joe and me.
Okay.
And then now that's all we send each other. It's really fun. So 16, I don't know where I'm at, but at this point, Tina knows, and she knows that I just need to get 1 birdie in the last 3 holes.
So, here's what happened.
Go ahead.
I was checking scores, obviously. I knew that he was bopping around back and forth, cut, not cut, cut, not cut. And then on hole 16...
That's where I'm at. I'm on the 16 is a little away.
I hadn't told him anything.
No.
And I thought about it on 16 to tell him he just needed
1.
He needed 1 birdie to get into the cut. But knowing 16 is such a weird hole. Anyways, I didn't say anything. And so on hole 16,
I landed
short on purpose.
Yes, on purpose to leave it short between the bunkers.
Just so you guys know, there's a basket, a bunker, a hill,
it's
a bunker.
kind of insane.
You'll
go watch the coverage and see it.
It's pretty crazy.
And I have a 35, 40 footer that I run because we're full, all gas, no brakes right now. And hit the cage, leave it short, 40 footer, leave it short, kind of happens. And it picks up, rolls into the bunker. And now I have a 25 footer for my bogey.
And all I could think was, I should have told him to lay that up, because then he only needed 1 birdie. But I didn't.
He didn't. And I ended up making the 25-footer.
He cans it.
It
was further than that, wasn't it?
Whatever.
It looked like a big putt, and there's a bunker behind it, right? So it's still risky. Cans it.
Walk over to 17, and Tina mentions that, hey, have you been looking at scores? And I say, no, I haven't. I don't really care. She's like, but I think you should know.
I think I need to tell you.
Yeah. But if you need to birdie the last 2 holes to get in, and I said, okay. I was going to try and birdie them anyways, but now there's a little more motivation too. So
because
yes, it was the right thing.
He should just freaking go for it. If he even considers laying up, there's no reason to lay up whatsoever.
Yeah.
You're either playing for money or you're not. So you might as well, like, have all the confidence you need to freaking go for it. I don't usually do stuff like that.
Yeah. I was pretty nervous on 17. I throw my sidearm, and I thought I pulled it a little too far wide, but I left it. I left it short in round 1, and oh my God, Matt Strathman!
I got a job, Matt. You got a job.
Let's go, dude.
He's paying for the rowboat we sent him.
You dog.
Matt, you're awesome.
So
Dang
yeah,
you guys.
Land about 25 feet, similar size putt to what I had on the last hole. Kind of goes in nice and left side. Was a little nervous on the putt, but I got it up, I got it in, and that's all that matters. So then I know I'm walking over to 18, which is insane.
The hardest.
There's 4. The basket. Dumbest hole. There's OB 4 feet from the basket. 4 feet. I'm not kidding.
That's
it's 4 feet away.
That's
so I pick a landing zone. I know that my spot is just to the right of the rocks. I'm gonna play my Lucid X 2021 Glamour Felon right in there because I know it's overstable enough that it fades. It's fast enough that I don't have to throw it too hard. And I smooth it out and lands about 8 feet from the basket, right in bounds. And I have a drop-in birdie to make the finals. And it was pretty surreal. And after I threw the shot from the tee on 18 and I saw where it landed, it was a pretty big wave of a lot of feelings. I have been dealing with, some anxiety, some depression, a lot of things lately, and it was a pretty crazy moment knowing that I was, with everything that has been happening, that I was able to find a way to come out on top. And I have been feeling a lot of different ways about disc golf and where things have been going, so it was kind of nuts to even get anything positive out of the weekend because I felt really down. And I've been feeling down for a while, but I've had these spurts of positives that, keep me coming back, and to climb back the way I did is
he wanted to drop out after round 1 and round 2.
Yeah.
But he's a frickin' fighter, and he didn't, and he cashed because of that. And I think that alone is like a really motivating story to like truly, seriously never count yourself out and just don't quit. And
fino alla fine.
Till the end.
To the end.
And and then the other one, hard work works, like I'm a proud wife, and it seems silly because there's no crowd anywhere, right? No one cares about B-Pool anymore. And we're on the 18th hole, and he taps his birdie in, and I like ran up and gave him a big hug, and like you would have thought he just won, but I was just so proud of him for not giving up, and like, they always say like face adversity and everything, but Eric's, can I talk about this?
Yeah, go for it.
Eric's been having a really hard time. I don't see you in tears very often, but that's kind of been happening, and he's just been really down and frustrated and sad and just not Eric, not the Eric that we all know. And so to see him fight through that and like come out with a positive. And he said too, I mean, he was getting messages all across the board, like, who really cares about last place finishers? Well, you know what? People care about Eric finishing, you know, like
how I did,
the way that he did, and that was really cool because you kind of think
I had
like, oh, I played bad, nobody gives a shit anymore, and it's like he has the best support system, and everybody still reached out to him and told him like, wow, we're so proud of you, way to finish. Like, people really do care, and that's awesome.
I had a lot of my peers, like Danny Beauchamp, Gavin Rathbun, Luke Humphreys, Tristan Tanner, Nate Perkins, just to name a few, who told me, you know, Gavin told me before I teed off in the finals, he said, dude, I was following along, like, all of your last holes, I was following along, watching you, and to think that a fellow competitor that I've interacted with quite a bit. I've interacted with here and there. I've played rounds with him. I've we've had conversations. I have nothing but respect and admiration for him. Thank you, Travis.
Wow, Travis.
And,
thank you. You guys are very generous this morning. Thank you so much.
To have him say that, Hirsch, my gosh.
We'll read these in a second. Go ahead.
Just to have that really put things into a really cool spot that, yeah, what I'm doing in this sport is bigger than just my play, and that I can make an impact outside of that, and not only to the fans but to the people I compete against, and I will continue to be better. I appreciate you guys a lot, and I appreciate all the people who have reached out, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too.
It's not as easy as it seems
No.
to be a disc golfer and like be on tour. It can be really, really hard, and yeah, I think we're all proud of him.
Yeah.
Travis said, "Thank you so much for your vulnerability. All of us support you so much, and we have your back no matter what. Love you much, dude.
Yeah.
The only way through, the only way out is through, baby. Brave to talk about moments that few are brave enough to talk about. Keep killing it."
Hirsch, you're awesome. Travis, you're awesome. Thank you guys so much. That means a lot.
You're so great. And then he came home and surprised me. What a sweetheart.
I had this plan to surprise Tina for a couple weeks now. And
I didn't expect to cry this morning.
thank you, Mike.
I don't think we did either.
No. Yeah, it was awesome. I kind of told Tina, and I rushed myself to Des Moines to have my car dropped off to have the brakes looked at, and found a brake shop that would hold it and park it. Miss Figgy.
Figgy, thank you.
And I told Tina that I was playing a practice round as I was flying from Des Moines to Atlanta, and then I told her I was going to see a movie while I was flying from Atlanta to Pensacola.
He even brought up popcorn and not being able to share it with me. He's sneaky.
I was completely invested for throwing you off, where I chose two things where she wouldn't call me because
Ryan!
Big A! Soon, my friend.
Maybe tonight or tomorrow.
I didn't bring my
depending on-
controller.
Oh, you didn't?
No, because I had to make space for my other
Let's
key.
go buy one for me, and you can use it while you're here.
It's not the same. I'll try. We'll see.
Well, do they not have it places?
They do. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
But besides the point, I chose two things to where Tina wouldn't call me. Like when I'm disc golfing, she generally doesn't call me, and
Phil.
Phil, and like in a movie, you're not gonna call someone, so I had to like play it off because I didn't want her calling me and be like, gate change for Delta Airlines flight number 697. Your gate is now E50, and then she's like, why the hell are you at an airport? And then it just blows the whole coverage. So
he worked hard.
I was completely
and your
invested.
plan didn't fall apart because you didn't work with Germ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm glad you're here.
Uh,
Michael, thanks for being here. Sorry it's been a cry fest this morning. We like to keep it real, as Bobby Brown always says.
I love and appreciate everybody who's here. It was a pretty cool week, and it's motivating and uplifting to kind of push forward. That's all I can really do from here. I plan on making a post about Worlds today in regards, and I plan on filling out a PGA feedback form most likely today as well to touch on some of the things that we maybe talked about a little bit earlier. But it's okay to feel this way, but remember that even through all of that, people could visibly see my distress, but they didn't treat me any differently. That your friends and your support system and your family are there. They've been in similar places as you have, and you're never quite sure when you're going to need to be that person to give them a helping hand. You know, you're going to have opportunities to kind of really pick up the people you truly care about, and but you never know when you're going to need a helping hand, and it's those moments that you're happy that you've extended and reached out and taken care of people around you, because I would have been in a very different place had it not been for that. And so yeah, basically, be a good human being, look out for the people you care about. It goes a long way, and I think I can be kind of proof of that, and I'm definitely not going to stop. And thank you all for the messages. Thank you all for being a part of the Discord. Thank you all for buying Lucid X Felons, or supporting Whale Sacks, whatever the case may be. If it's just watching our videos, thank you. It means a lot. So keep being awesome. Keep supporting disc golf. I love you all.
Speaking of videos, and in honor of mental health, those of you that are in the Discord probably saw my post last week about our YouTube channel. So those of you that don't know or aren't part of the Discord, first of all, please join. It's just a fantastic community. I don't know what I'd do without it. I really, truly appreciate all the people in there. But basically what's going on with our YouTube channel is we don't know. It's been 3 weeks of gigantic downturn in not just watch time, but just like no one's watching our videos. Probably except for the 105 people in here right now. So that's awesome, and we appreciate you. We want to give you content. However, the amount of money and time we put into it, it's really hard for me to justify the stress that comes along with that, to try to stay on top of it with this schedule that we've been doing when it seemed to be working in the past and doesn't anymore. So
man, that video is going to be so short.
I had a conversation with Bobby this last week about a couple things that I can look to do, and I've talked to Logan Hall in here about taking on some of the responsibilities, at least so I don't have to stress out about it. So we will still do content. I just can't promise that it's going to be weekly. I can't promise what it's about or how often. It's going to change now, mostly because it's just become more stressful than it is worth, and I'm really sorry about that. I think that YouTube is flooded with disc golf content right now.
So we're gonna try and change.
We're gonna change what we're putting out. Yeah, I think I think no one's really doing the instructional content anymore from like a pro standpoint. It's all like practice rounds and stuff like that, and we're gonna try to get away from doing what everyone else is doing. And we used to do informational stuff, and I really enjoyed. The reason I wanted to do YouTube in the first place was to teach, and then we started entertaining, and I enjoyed that more. But I do think we're gonna go back to doing some more instructional stuff. I think it's what everyone looks for. I think with all the new players, it'd be really helpful to get more stuff out there to train people and teach people how to pick a driver that works for you. And
I haven't watched these videos, but Buddha, there's going to be I'm uploading to Dropbox. I don't know if he might be.
I don't think he's here.
But I am uploading from my final practice round at Mulligan's before the tournament, and I talk about a lot of things, so it might be an interesting video to kind of look back on. I kind of want to wait until it's all done before I actually watch it. It's not about, it's just kind of maybe what I was going through, and I could maybe see that something clicked.
More about your mindset and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So, I love the idea of trying to do some trick shot stuff. That could be fun. I definitely have one because it's something I've been going through, and it's going to be talking about fixing your putt, because I personally have had some putting issues, and I went from end of last year switching to more of a straddle putt to going back to my staggered stance, and you kind of have to go through those ebbs and flows. Not only, and I could definitely clue in Chris because he's done this as well, where we had a couple tournaments where he was like, yeah, I just switched to a straddle and made everything. I think it was OTB. And
Paige did that.
Yeah.
Too, and
Paul did because of his knee one time.
Somebody else recently. Well, I know Kona completely switched up her putt.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually pretty common. Just kind of helps you get back to the basics.
Yeah. That would be fun.
I gotta get up really
Yeah, you're
quick,
fine.
'cause I want to show them something, but I need my hard drive.
You're fine. So yeah, there's a lot of options for us to explore. I think I definitely want to come up with some more instructional things, because I think it will be good content for you all, and yeah, we just get to do good things. Raft looks fun. Yeah, Conrad's shot was absolutely amazing. Probably one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my entire life, and I've been to a couple. This is like a weird brag, weird flex, but okay. I've been to a couple amazing soccer games. Two in particular, both at Stamford Bridge. If anybody knows anything about soccer, Champions League semi-final, second leg. In London, Chelsea versus Barcelona. Michael Essien scores a volley in the first half. Chelsea goes up 1-0. Iniesta scores in the 90th minute, and this is the one with all the controversies of the handballs and everything. And Iniesta scores right at the depth to send Barcelona through and break all of the Chelsea fans' hearts. And insane. Michael Stewart, thank you so much. Let's go.
Thank you.
And then the next game was Chelsea's Champions League run. We went and saw, I think it was quarterfinals or round of 16, Chelsea-Napoli. After Napoli went up 3-1 at home, we go to Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea, the game finishes 3-1 and goes to extra time, and then Branislav Ivanovic scores in extra time to put Chelsea through. They end up going on and winning the Champions League final that year. Pretty cool stuff. So I feel like I've seen some insane sports moments, and I don't know, those don't even compare to the Conrad thing, because I think we're more invested. This is a big part of our lives. We just saw one of our friends, one of the people we've seen in so many situations in different places, and and seen him grow and go through his stuff, have this life-altering experience, and it's a proof of the hard work, and I am just, it's just so cool. It was so cool, and seeing everybody share it and seeing all this stuff and people are still talking about it. I think one of my favorite things, I asked you about this, but you didn't respond. Vinny's reaction. Have you seen it? Was.
But then immediately, like,
he got stoic again. Like he it's like he
had a moment.
It's hard
and then
wide.
he's immediately like, okay, bag, let's go.
Yeah.
Like it's just focused. 2 seconds later. I thought that was crazy.
It was. It's something that we need to remember. I definitely will check out John Boyd's reaction because that's a big deal for our sport. That's going to give us a lot of extra views. So it makes us love the sport again. There are a few things I remember for the longest time. I remember getting hyped to play soccer and getting hyped to go skateboarding, and I would watch certain skate videos. I'd watch certain soccer videos, and that would hype me up. And I know that I can always look back at this moment to always be excited about disc golf. And thank you, James. Thank you to all the media companies, and thank you to the people who just were truly, truly excited about the game.
I gotta get up because I don't have a mouse anymore. My battery died.
If you had wired mouse, it'd be fine.
I hate wired mice.
What? Hershey sounds like Shy Guy. Hey, what are you getting me? You want more pets?
Alright, well, it's been about an hour. I was gonna wrap up and try to give you guys a little video to watch, but I don't think I can find anything this quickly.
It's been fun. It's been awesome. Hoy. Nathan Williams, thank you so much.
I have 2 more things I want to talk about, if that's okay.
Let's do it.
One isn't something I want to talk about.
Peasant. Yeah, that's cool. Enjoy your lag, Danny Big Flicks.
One is just something I want to show you because we forgot to do this last week in all the chaos of having so many friends.
I do
around.
too.
So let me pull this up real quick.
Are you okay if I set up my system over there, or did you take over my desk?
It's all your discs in there.
Those are all mine?
Yeah.
Those are all mine?
Almost.
What?
Yeah, you've mailed 9,000 discs here since you left.
Oh my god.
Not all of them, but there's some felons and like special trespasses. Okay, so I know Madison's not here, but we're gonna take this opportunity to roast Madison. Way back. Okay, Madison Walker. This is her prom photos. Isn't she cute? I wasn't able to go like super far back because she has so many photos that Facebook literally won't even load all of her photos. It can't figure it out. So there's a good one.
Did you open these or no?
No, some of them aren't open because I stopped caring.
What's in the mail?
Alright, do it. Here's Madison and Jordan with all of their doggies. I mean, why not just show you all of these kind of pictures of Madison? It's so funny.
Hershey.
Oh my gosh. Alright.
Anything I can open those?
Yeah, scissors. Oh. Here's Madison with a bear. This is an old one. You can tell by how pixelated it is, but apparently she loves bears.
You can tell This is the way
because
it
of
is.
the way that it is. This is Madison doing karaoke, I think. Which we have a good video of that, don't we?
Somewhere.
Alright, I think that's all I gathered for today. But, yeah, I didn't want to forget to do our weekly friend roast.
Low key, this run of
Okay,
evaders.
now we're doing what's in the mail. I know we're going over an hour. I hope y'all are cool with that. You're still here.
This one's got some amazing swirls to it.
Who's got
I can't
anything
tell.
really important to do on a Tuesday anyways, right?
Low key, this is the most explorer flying evader run ever.
Who's
And-
Loki?
Oh, can't wait to go watch that.
Yeah.
And it's not only the ring prototypes. I think there were a lot of earlier white ones that are a little flatter. This disc is really good. I'm actually throwing it very far and really liking it as a kind of even somewhat controlled distance shot when a raider or enforcer are a little too much. I don't know what this one is. Chris Goodrich. That's always good.
A lot of these have been here for a couple weeks now. I stopped opening his packages because nothing was ever for me. So what's the point?
Yeah.
I gotta mow my lawn.
And there's so many different things that I just like don't even know that I'm. Oh, I forgot about these. This is from the Europe batch that we did. These were some of the X outs.
Those are sweet.
Right? This is a really, really good run of the Lucid X Felon if you can find them. These are not like the Glimmer ones that have the lift. They're like mutant overstable. These are like really reliable, throwable, overstable. Absolutely amazing, and these are cool to have some X outs. I don't know if I'll ever throw them or if I'll just keep them and sell them later. But that's what you do when you have collections and stuff. This one's from Chad Smolike. Awesome dude. The evader was from the Bankus family. Oh, heck yeah. Used Faith. Can't wait to get some chunks, but that's going to make it even better. Extra present. Look at that. That's definitely yours. How cool is that?
What?
Chad.
Chad who?
Chad Smolike. Smoliak. Yeah. I forgot how to say his name. So cool. It's a little whale pendant. That's so sick.
Wow, that is so cool.
I can't wait to respond to him.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know I had gifts in there.
I didn't either. So maybe.
Guess I should open the dang package.
I know. There's people do really cool things.
Wow. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Awesome.
Chad's usually here too, but
Yeah. Is that everything? I think so. So check.
should be 3 boxes. You know, a bunch of other stuff that I opened on stream for you.
Yeah, that's right. That seems it. You want to give away?
I want to give away something that Steph already has.
Okay. I'll
Cause,
do this another time then.
yeah. But can I talk about something kind of serious just for a minute?
Go for it.
It's not serious, but it is like vulnerable, I guess, which is the theme of today. So we are making some changes with whale sack stuff, but for me it's super exciting. So everyone that's in here already knows that I have a garden business that I'm trying to start, right? But the point of the garden business was not to be stressful, right? And I did some talking with Bobby, and I'm reading this book about just not doing stuff the way that I do it, basically, which is just to work too hard, work too many hours, stress out all the time, and be busy constantly. And, you know, being an entrepreneur, I know that that's like a struggle that a lot of people have, but this book I'm reading is basically all about, it's all about...
I have not tried the trust.
working or getting stuff off your plate that doesn't freaking matter. And I've had a hard time with that, being the beginning of whale sacks. You know, and seeing it grow and figuring out what pain points are, what are problems customers have, what are problems the website has, what how should things work? How can things work? What are my morals as a business owner? There's so many pieces that you couldn't even imagine go into building a business. And a lot of it is just making sure your customers are happy, making sure they'll come back and buy more and be happy with their product and be happy with your customer service. And unfortunately, I took that really seriously, which means every little problem ends up on my plate, and they don't matter. As long as the customer's happy and taken care of, that's what matters. The decision actually doesn't affect me very much. And I finally come to that realization, and that's like most of what I still have my hands on is stuff that I just don't need to have my hands on it. And so, hopefully, a lot of you know Danielle Wygant. She's been working for me for over a year now, doing some customer service emails and lots of random projects and stuff like that. And just recently, her and I had chatted about she wanted some more hours if I had them, and I definitely do. And so I believe she's going to kind of take over a big chunk of what I still have on my plate so that my hands are off it even more so. And then I get to help manage the team and do cool stuff for our players and do cool stuff for like the brand as a whole, instead of all of this like nitpicky little things. And I still get messages on Facebook every day like, hey, can I order some, and I want nothing to do with any of that. I just want to be done with that intermixing with my life on a minutely basis. I'm over it. I need to be separated from that as much as I can be, because what's happening right now is, I have this incredible, beautiful garden, and I want it to be bigger and better and fantastic, and I want to get going on, making bouquets for people. That's what I want to do, and I want to give them food that's healthy and grown well, and that's where I want my time to go. But as it is right now, plus, we're kind of remodeling our house, not a giant overhaul, but I've been painting for like a week and a half, and we actually have our guy Thumper replacing 7 or 8 of our doors today. So we're just trying to update the house, get it to where we want it to be to feel comfortable. We knew it needed some work, and we don't want to be that couple that lives in their house for 4 years. They finally go to sell it, then they update it and move out. That's not what I want. So
yeah.
We're working on making it a nice place since I'm home so much. So I have a lot on my plate right now. And unfortunately, where the garden fits in right now is it's this stressful thing. And I'm going outside. I finally have a couple hours to do something, and I'm frantically getting stuff done. That was not the point. And so in reading this book, it really kind of brought me back to, oh yeah, this is what was supposed to replace all of that work time, was enjoying your time in the garden and putting bouquets together and pulling vegetables out of the garden and watching things grow and bloom. And it's so fun and exciting if you let it be. And so I've been pretty candid on Facebook and Instagram about how much I've been struggling and how everything kind of feels pointless because there's just too much to do all the time, and I'm not enjoying any of it anymore because there's so much. And once I'm done with one thing, I just have to move on to the next thing. And I've been really overwhelmed and frustrated and kind of let down with myself. I'm the only one that's making me do all this. Eric doesn't make me do all this. He doesn't even care that I do half of it, except maybe the house stuff. And so I've been, not only frustrated, but also kind of let down with my own mentality and how much I have stuck myself into this situation and let it perpetuate for so long. And so this book I'm reading is all about, it's called The 4-Hour Work Week, by the way. And it's not really about only working 4 hours. It's about, just how to get to the point that you're okay with working less and how many opportunities that can create. But that a lot of us, people like me that like being productive, are worried about, yeah, thanks Zach for the recommendation. Zach Benson actually is the one that told me to read this book. It's all about me, what I'm terrified about is being bored, right? When I don't have all this on my plate, what the heck am I going to do? And the answer is gardening. And I knew that. But because gardening ended up being put back on the same scale as this whale sack stuff, like, what's the dang point? Like, it's not supposed to be stressful. The whole point was to bring my anxiety level down. And instead, I'm just, like, perpetuating it instead. And so it's about, you know, first of all, have a plan with what you're going to do with your free time. What does that look like? What is actually, what do you actually want to get back when you have your time back? And so for me, that's the garden and traveling, and there's a lot I want to do in Europe and overseas, and we will get there once things calm down a little bit. But I do have goals that I'd rather be, you know, spending my time on, and so it's finally just now super important to really get focused, get that stuff off my plate, and move on. And you know, maybe you guys know this about the whale sacks business, and maybe you don't, but a big part of why I don't want to sell it is because the structure of it is what's so important to me. Anyone can outsource a product to China or anywhere, right? But that's not what I believe in. Over the last 3 or 4 years, I've been able to fund people's dreams and like help people in their current situations because they have a job they can do from home that's flexible. And like Erica was able to quit her job, and now she's on tour. Now she's working for me way less than before, and that was the whole point, right? To get her to be able to live her dream through this tool that allowed her so much more free time. And Danielle too, she'd be able to quit her part-time, work for me from home, and do art like she wants to. That's what she wants to spend her time doing. We have 2 people that are at home taking care of family members, and they're able to work from home and be around, and like that just hits my heart. They're real people, they're real stories. You know, it's not this giant corporation that gives their workers, you know, pennies. It's like it's actually something that people are able to like change their lives because they have this flexible opportunity. And that's what I got out of whale sacks. So being able to offer that to other people, and a lot of them, is the point, right? I don't want to sell it because it's way too easy, and I know for a fact that 10% of the population thinks like I do. There are so many big business people that want just to make as much money as they can, and that's not what I want. Mm-hmm. Like literally right now, I'm trying to figure out how I can pay my people more so that, I mean, frankly, so that I have less taxes, but they're also more supported because I don't need all of that. Like, I don't need all of this income. That's not my goal. My goal isn't to make money. It's to fund a lifestyle that I like and help fund other people's lifestyles that they like, or they are in a situation that they need, and that's what's important to me. So I've been really struggling with this because it's way too much pressure for me to try to manage this whole thing, and I have a ton of people helping, but it hasn't really lightened up my plate at all. Not at all. I've gotten a lot of time back, let's be real, but not enough, and I haven't reduced my anxiety or my stress. So the goal was to be able to keep the business, because for my morals and my heart and my soul and what I want Whale Sacks to be, I need to still be the one in charge of it to make sure that people are taken care of and that these opportunities exist and that we do cool stuff for our players and for our whalers, and that is so important to me. I knew I couldn't let it go, and that was the hard part. For me, for my brain, for my stress level, for my health even, like, I should just sell it and be done with it. But it's really, I mean, you've heard me call you a million times, but like, I just want to be done with it, I just want to get rid of it, I just want to be done, but I can't because this is so important. And
I've always been kind of like, but it doesn't work if you're not involved. Like,
yeah.
and that's the hardest part, is like it figuring that out. But the support system, like we talked about earlier, is the kind of the cooler part of all of this. That everything,
it's the people that are involved in it.
Yeah, and your making strides, becoming more of a CEO, more of an like bigger part of that company. You're as everything's built underneath you, your job has also changed. Like look at it like similar to what we're seeing here. It's like you're reaching to these new tiers of responsibilities, and then you're able to kind of let other people handle the stuff you did before, which is hard to see sometimes.
Well,
but
it
really,
was hard to do in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's becoming more and more easy because I care way less about each individual situation.
Yeah.
Because we have grown to what we have,
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to worry about $20 here and there, thankfully. 6 years ago, that $20 meant it was a big deal, $20.
Yeah.
And now, if somebody's order doesn't show up after a month and a half, like, I'm okay with making sure that they're taken care of, they're happy, even if we are completely out of product and it's completely on the post office, those are still things that I'm dealing with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I don't care. I want them to be happy. If that means we take a little hit for this thing, but they're happy, great, But, man, have I over-invested my time still for years, and it just needs to change. And there's lots of people that want opportunities in this business to work for me and like help with this machine that we have going now, and it's become more apparent, and I would rather give them the money, get my time back, and give them opportunity at the same time. So sorry for the rant, but that's some cool stuff that's going on that I just wanted to touch on. That Danielle's on vacation right now, but when she gets back, we're going to move a bunch of stuff onto her plate. She can quit her part-time and kind of take over a lot of those responsibilities. And that's something that I've been wanting and looking for quite a while, and it really just fell into my lap, and hers, I asked her if she had a little more time to take on a few more things, and she said, actually, can I quit my other job? I'm like, yeah, we'll make it work. And then realistically, none of this ever would have happened without, Zach and Steph being down here. We are moving the warehouse from Wisconsin to Florida, like I mentioned, and that will streamline a lot of different things. That will free up a bunch of my dad's time. He's been incredible for years, and he has a full-time job, and it's grown beyond that. So now I get to give that opportunity to Zach and Steph. They're here. They're not too far away. We can warehouse here. We can warehouse there. It'll be simple and easy, and we're making big strides and making a lot of changes, and man, it is time for that to happen, and I feel a huge relief just knowing that change is happening and coming.
Triple gold comments.
Michael, you're a huge motivation for me to chase. You have to click it. My dreams in disc golf. You inspire many to chase their dreams as well. Thank you, Michael. That means a lot to me. I appreciate that. Do you think that potential desire to be attached to everything and that fear of boredom, as you put it, happens because you're missing Eric? Aw. Like he's on tour, so time you're at home. Nathaniel, to be honest, like Whale Sacks was born out of a time of loneliness. I was dating a guy in Florida when I lived in Portland. I had a lot of free time that I needed to fill, and I've always kind of had this I've mentioned this, and now it's like this term, but like obsessive productiveness, and I think that it has helped my sanity a lot. But now that the business has grown so much, it's kind of gotten to like this unhealthy level where, because there's so much to do, I have to be working at all times from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Like that is not working, but like being productive. Sitting on the couch for me is not relaxing. Sitting on the porch and having coffee by myself is not relaxing. I need to have something to do. And I don't think the fear of boredom really has anything to do with Eric, but I know for a fact with what I was struggling with before I went to Worlds, I think that had a lot to do with kind of missing Eric, but more just like having that connection. Nothing that I was doing felt like it mattered to anyone but me. And that is a hard feeling. Like, we all need to be connected. That's why COVID was so hard. You know, we're home by ourselves. You know, your little circle is all that happens, and like, what does that really matter? You know, we've had years and years of impacting the community and talking to people and hearing. Like Michael's comment, we see that in person, right? Wow, you've inspired me to do this. I'm doing this now because of you guys. You know, like, we live for making an impact on people's lives. So for me to be home by myself, struggling every day, and feeling like it doesn't matter to anyone but me was like, it was really depressing.
It does matter.
And then, yeah, so this was something I talked to Eric about a lot last week, but I haven't been out on tour. I popped in and out of events here and there. Last week was one of the most fulfilling weeks I've had all year. I'm gonna cry now too. But I was struggling here at home because I've been working so hard and just feeling like none of it mattered. And then I get out on I'm not on tour, but like, I went to Worlds, and like, every person I talked to knew what I was doing, wanted to know more, was excited about it, and like, just told me how cool it was that I was doing what I was doing. And then I realized, like, this shit does matter, whether it feels like it does or not. Like, I am inspiring people, and that's important, and that's like why we do a lot of the stuff that we do, right? But yeah, like, the week before that was just really hard. And so going out to Worlds was like a complete opposite, where like, people I haven't talked to in years were reaching out and like, tell me about this garden business, or like, I've been following your story and I'm so glad you're doing it. Like, tell me all about where your dream came from, or like, where this idea, like, what's this just so many questions about this stuff that I didn't think anybody cared about. You know, it's so different, it's so outside of disc golf, and it really is just like a passion project for me. And so it was just really cool. And then actually Eric was playing with Avery, and he mentioned that Sarah was on commentary talking about my garden business, and I was just like, Sarah even cares. And like, JK, Juliana Corver, she loaned me her sunglasses first round, and after the round, her husband was asking, you know, what my name was, and she was like, oh, Eric Oakley, you know, Eric Oakley's her husband. And she pulls a whale sack out of her bag and she said, she makes these cute little things. And I was just like,
Juliana Corver!
JK used to be like my freaking hero.
So
Not that
cool.
she isn't now, but I used to throw her Valkyries, and like, I've known her since the very beginning of disc golf in my life, 13 years ago or whatever. No, 10 years ago. 2011, I guess, technically, is when I started. Yeah, and I made an impact on her. That, I mean, maybe not a giant one, but it matters. And like, it's just hard to feel like it does when you're by yourself. So getting that perspective, you know, I think it is really healthy for me to get out. And it is one of those things too, you know, I have like 2 close friends in town. I have Zach and Steph. I'm working on making more, but I'm gone a lot and I'm busy a lot. And, you know, just not having those connections here can be really difficult when I have such close and meaningful connections that are out on tour. So it was a really interesting perspective to gather. What if you let people from all over the country make them out of house for you, and then they can ship more locally? Sean, actually, I've had a couple people reach out, I think from Finland, but we're not quite ready for that. I'm not super interested in growing to that or managing that right now. I think eventually I will have someone helping me do those things so that I don't even have to touch it. But very possible. Zach, thank you for telling me that. That's really cool, man. I've been playing disc golf about 8 years now. You and Eric were some of the first YouTubers I ran into. You felt like friends right off the bat. That's the whole point, Drew. You guys are our friends. Thank you. Thank you for your message. That was awesome. Juliana's the one and only tour player I ran into.
Jonathan Nicholson got engaged.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that he was going to do it.
Yeah,
he drove
he
1,300 miles home.
He bought the ring last week.
So cool. Sorry. Sorry
It
to
was
interject.
It was taking my daughter to get her first dish. She looked so happy about that. That's so cool. Definitely does matter. Tough to see when you can't be in front of everyone all the time. Good news is that as you delegate more to other people, it allows you to keep those meaningful connections close. You can see the people that motivated you and sparked joy in your life. You guys started years ago and have come so far. Thanks for being there. Aces to you. I like that. Okay. Wow, what an emotional morning. Thank you guys for being here and just being kind and encouraging of us being real and candid.
Vulnerable and
yeah, we don't do
feeling.
this super often. We're both crying for like 2 hours, but there's been a lot going on that we haven't really talked a lot about or like communicated with people about, but it's almost like this year's harder than last year. But I think just the adjustments and all the things that happened last year have like had really lasting effects and changed the way that we think and function and do. And yeah, it's been really interesting to see how to cope and deal with all that stuff. So, all right, you want to do a giveaway? I have to tell Thumper what kind of doorknobs I want, so give me a second. Will you figure out how to do the giveaway?
Sure. Let's see. Make sure you guys are all the way up to as live as you can be, because it's going to be a fast typing one. How about what? Should we do like an easy one? Either.
What do you mean an easy one?
What? Shoot. I don't know.
Use your brain.
Alright. Here's one that you guys might not know, but it's going to be a disc golf related question, and it's going to be about kind of like my bag. What disc have I been testing out as a new roller option? I'm still throwing the Thief, but this one is a little bit different, and you have to get the plastic type as well. Go. Let the chat catch up. Cat. Oh.
These are only $20. Or
Have it.
why do I like these so much?
Cody. Cody, got it. Lucid Vandal. Let's go. Cody. Let's give him a link. Opto Vandal. It's Lucid Vandal. Cody got it. So thank you, Cody. Congrats on the giveaway. Yes.
Sorry I keep chewing on my mouth. I have a frickin' canker sore and it's
Cody,
really
be the one to
bothering
go and click on that link, and you've earned a giveaway. Let's go, dude. Thank you for the support. And lightweight could be nasty. It's a weird edge to roll. But I think it could if you got one beat up enough. I thought I did at one point and then it still didn't roll. Not the lucid criminal. Nah. Felon, baby. But congratulations, Cody. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, everybody, for showing the support. We had... Wow. John Nicholson.
We were just talking about you. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
So cool, man.
Way to be, dude.
Congrats.
Is that good? VIP miscellaneous. Speaking of, I think you showed that, but probably one of the coolest discs that I picked up. Prototype Felon Fusion with a miscellaneous stamp. Is that good? This is an old one. This was from the Devin Owens collection. Pretty sweet. It's got the little nipple thing going on the top. But yeah, speaking of miscellaneous, pretty cool. The fact that it's Opto and it's on a Fusion plastic and it's a Felon and it's a Latitude stamp on a Felon, pretty sick. Pretty sick. This was a really cool one to snag up for the collection. Well, I think we've done a giveaway. I think that's going to kind of do it for us here. This has been incredible. What a day. I think we're going to go and enjoy the rest of our Tuesday.
And we're going to get new doors today. We're going to go have a garden walk quick, though.
We are?
With you and me.
Why can we do it at night when it's colder?
No, because I want to show you the morning flowers.
Okay.
That only bloom in the morning. Okay, thank you guys for being here. We love you.
Oh, Clay Wing, what are my Instagram stories about? The counting?
Oh.
I'm about to post number 64. It is, I am deciding to go on a run every single day. And
he has for that many days.
For 64 days. So I'm going to post that right now.
Alright, y'all are awesome.
I am.
Thank you for joining us this fantastic Tuesday morning for an hour and 40 plus minutes. Y'all are amazing. Sorry we don't have a video this week. I already told you why. We will work on getting you guys some more content. It's not that we don't have it, it's just, we got stuff going on. So just be here on Tuesdays for sure. Maybe we'll do this even more often to make up for the videos we're not putting out. This is more fulfilling to us anyways because we actually get to talk to you guys and answer your questions and have this cool community. So have a fantastic day.
Take care, everybody.
Have
Thank
a great
you so much.
week.
Be
Bye,
awesome.
guys.